welcome back to my channel. I'm here to finish off the Q&A. This is part 3 of the Q&A, so this is the final video which will answer the remaining questions. I guess I'll just jump right in. The first question is, do you follow any fertility diet? No, not really. I am a vegetarian. I am part vegan. I can't say I'm full vegan. I do try to eat as organically and plant-based, whole foods based as possible. I don't eat a lot of dairy. I do have an ice cream now and again, but I am starting to eat more coconut products, so I don't drink cow's milk. You know, I've switched to consuming coconut milk and coconut yogurt, and I do have some coconut ice creams as well, which I'm liking at the moment, so I am trying to make more of those kind of decisions. Eggs I try not to buy from the supermarket just because I know how, majority of the time, how badly the chickens are treated. My dad actually lives close by and he has some chickens of his own, so I get free range organic eggs from him. So I try to make healthy choices, and we do eat very well. I'd say we eat pretty well. So yeah, not really a fertility diet. I haven't Googled fertility diet specifically. I don't eat too much gluten. When we do, you know, get takeaway, I try to get gluten-free bases on the pizzas. But yeah, I haven't cut out gluten completely from my diet. Do you tell your family and friends about your channel? If so, what was their reaction? They do know about my channel. Majority of my family and friends do. At the beginning I didn't really tell many people about it. It wasn't something that I was overly excited to share. It was kind of something I decided to do for people who were also going through loss and struggling to have a baby, and it was a very therapeutic thing for me to do, to sit down in front of the camera and express how I'm feeling. So it wasn't something that I was overly desperate to tell friends and family about, but it wasn't anything that I was wanting to keep secret either. So it kind of, Tim kind of started sharing it, I think, with some friends and family to begin with, and I don't think a lot of my family watch my videos. There are some who do, but overall they don't really have much to say about it. It's just something that I do, and yeah, I guess they're not opposed to it. I don't think my mum completely understands it, just because she's a very private person, and the idea of sharing something so personally to the internet is obviously terrifying for her, and I can understand for many people. All-time favourite TV show or movie? My all-time favourite TV show, and anyone who knows me will know the answer, Friends. Friends, I went through a period of years where there wasn't a day that went by where I didn't watch an episode. I was pretty obsessed. I remember taping it when it was on TV with the VCR, taping the episodes that were on TV, and buying the DVDs, the seasons when they came out, and I was so excited. And it's just such a funny show, and whenever I'm having a bad day, I put Friends on and you're guaranteed to smile or laugh. It just does the trick. Friends is awesome. Favourite movie? I've got a few. I do like some of the classics. Charade is one of my favourites, with Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. There is a new Charade and it's nowhere near as good. The classic one, with the original one with Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant, is the best. Some Like It Hot was another favourite one of mine, which is an older one. And, you know, The Notebook, gotta love The Notebook. I don't know, movies are hard. There's so many good ones. It's hard to pick just one. will you do intralipids for your elevated natural killer cells at transfer? This I mentioned in a previous video. I think it was the PGS results video. I do want to discuss doing intralipids with my fertility specialist. I have got an appointment with her in 3 weeks' time, I think it is, to discuss doing that and what her thoughts are. I haven't heard back from her. I don't think I will until my appointment. There's some drama going on with my fertility specialist and the clinic that she's connected to. I did my last IVF cycle at Monash IVF, which is one of the biggest IVF companies in Australia, and this fertility specialist that I've seen wants to leave Monash IVF and start up her own practice. But Monash IVF are making it very difficult for her. She was wanting to leave mid-September, but Monash IVF, there's a whole court case involved, and Monash IVF are saying that she can't practice or see any patients for I think 6 months or a year once she leaves Monash IVF because it's in their contract. They're very bitter about her leaving or wanting to leave. I don't know why she's wanting to leave. I don't know the details, but they're very bitter about her leaving because obviously she's a very highly sought after fertility specialist, and Monash IVF get a lot of customers and a lot of money because she works for Monash IVF. So with her leaving, they're obviously not going to get as much business. So there's a lot of drama going on at the moment with her, and I haven't called the clinic to chase up. I did call the clinic about 2 weeks ago and asked for her to write me up a frozen embryo transfer plan, and they said that she'd email it through to me, and it's been a couple of weeks now and I haven't heard back. I'm just going to leave it just because I know what's going on, and I'll just get all of my questions prepped for when I see her end of July. I'm also going to be getting the endometrial scratch done again in preparation for my transfer, which, side note, it's not the question, but I am feeling quite anxious about. I'm feeling excited, but I'm also feeling quite, you know, we've got one normal PGS confirmed embryo, and I'm just terrified of not doing everything right, and I don't know, I'm also scared it won't implant. I need to just trust the process and relax and just stop thinking about it too much. But yeah, I can't even remember what the question was. Intralipids, yes, I will be looking into that. I'm also looking into IVIG, I think it's called, which I need to do more research about. If any of you know about it, it's meant to be, I think, a stronger form of intralipids, but I think the choice, whether you do intralipids or IVIG, it depends on what you're treating and why the natural killer cells are there. I don't even know why I've got elevated natural killer cells. That's not a diagnosis. The natural killer cells is in fact a symptom of something else going on. So I don't know why I've got elevated natural killer cells. My fertility specialist hasn't really gone into that with me, so that'll be another question I ask her. It all depends on what the problem is to determine what the best treatment is, so I don't know. What's your favourite thing about Melbourne? I grew up in Melbourne. I've lived in Melbourne all my life. I guess I don't know any different, but I do love the good cafes, the good food, the lifestyle, the parks, the weather. A lot of people complain about the weather because it's just so you don't know what you're going to get. But I don't know, I guess I don't mind the cold, and it's really not as cold as it gets in winter in, you know, Europe and North America. It's it's not too bad winter, and it's not too hot in summer, although it does get quite warm. But I don't know, I guess it's all I know. I like that it's close to the beach. Beach isn't too far away. I just realised that what's your favourite thing? I've just mentioned a whole heap. I know, it's hard to choose just one thing. Would you consider other vlogging ideas for this channel in addition to your TTC journey? You have such a lovely spirit, and I know everyone would agree that we would love anything you choose to vlog. Oh, that's so lovely, thank you. I have thought about doing other things. At the moment I'm filming on my iPhone, believe it or not, and I have recently ordered a camera which I'm waiting to arrive. So I think once I've got a proper camera it'll be easier for me to do different types of videos. It's a bit tricky with a phone. I've got it propped up against some books. It's super professional. Ages ago when I started this channel I said to myself I would buy myself a proper camera when I reached 1,000 subscribers, and that was almost a year ago now, and I've got obviously over that, and I've finally done it, and I've bought myself a proper camera to film on. So yeah, once I've got a camera, once that camera arrives, I think I'll definitely look into doing different types of videos. If you've got any in mind, leave a comment down below. There is a question here which I'll address because it kind of follows on from what I've just said. What eyeshadow do you use? Can you do a how I do my makeup video? This is one of the questions I get so much on this channel. Could you do a makeup, how I do my makeup video? So yes, that is something I will be doing once I've got a proper camera that does autofocus and things like that. It'll just be a smoother video and easier to film. The eyeshadow that I use is MAC Retro Spec, which I do wear in most of my videos. What is the thing you most look forward to about motherhood? Gosh, there are so many joys to look forward to in regards to motherhood. Initially, I'm looking forward to just looking at my beautiful baby's face and memorizing every little feature and just soaking up every little moment. I think this journey and this struggle and the losses that you go through when you do finally hold your baby in your arms, I think it's going to be the most incredible experience. You know, a moment you've been waiting for years, and I just cannot wait for that moment. Ultimately, just being able to have the privilege to watch my child grow, or children grow, into little individuals with personalities of their own, and I guess just guiding them, watching them learn, and there's so much I'm looking forward to. When you finally have your little baby in your arms, and it will happen, thank you, what are your plans for this channel? Will you keep it going with updates for those of us who love you guys so much? Oh, that's so nice. Yes, I would love to continue doing updates, and some of the channels that I watch who continue vlogging after their baby is born, I think it's so special to have that footage of your child growing, and I would definitely love to do that. I think it would be amazing footage to look back on. Will you do a 10 baby names I love but won't be using video? I love watching these kinds of videos. Baby names is definitely something that I've thought about for many, many years, and I've had a list for many, many years. So, I mean, I feel like I could already do that video now, because there are some baby names that I absolutely love but don't think we'll use. In saying that, my decisions have changed over the years. You know, and there are some names that I love that Tim doesn't love, so that's always tricky, trying to pick a name that you both agree on. But yeah, I'll definitely be filming 1 or 2 of those videos, and hopefully soon, because I do enjoy watching them. After you conceive, are you going to continue this channel with pregnancy updates and then turn this into a mummy channel? Like I said, yes, I would love to document my pregnancy journey and you know, have that footage as well, watching my bump grow, and looking back on, you know, how I was feeling each week. And of course, sharing my pregnancy with you all is something that I would obviously love to do. And yes, turning it into a mummy channel, absolutely. Why not? How many kids would you like to have to complete your family? This is a tricky question. It has taken so long, and I'm not even pregnant yet, but it has taken so long to have one baby. It's been a long road. Honestly, I think at this point, if we have one baby, we are going to be completely over the moon and happy with our one little miracle. I have always wanted to have a bigger family, not massive, but 3 children has always been on my mind. It's also been the number that Tim would like to have. He has 2 siblings, and you know, that's what we always said at the beginning of this journey. We'd love to have 3, but you know, we're not going to be greedy in, at this point we just want one healthy baby, and if we have more, we will be just thrilled if we're lucky enough to have more than one. I always said growing up I would never just have one child. Little did I know the struggles we would face, but my mum and dad, I was the only child, and then my dad went on to have 2 more children who are my half-sisters, but I pretty much lived with mum, so I was the only child and I hated it. I always begged mum to have another baby, and so I think because I know what it's like to be an only child, I would love to give my firstborn siblings, just because I know how much I didn't like being an only child. But you know, whatever will be, it's out of our control really, and we're going to be grateful for whatever we get given. You are so well spoken. What is your educational background? I guess I come from an educated family. I don't feel like I speak differently to family and friends. I lived in a very good area and went to public school, went to university for almost 2 years. Didn't finish my degree, but that's a totally different story. But yeah, I think, I don't know, I guess it comes down to who raised you and where you grew up. Have you ever been to the USA? No, but I would love to go. I would love to go to New York. I'd love to go to San Francisco. I'd love to go to New Orleans. Savannah, Georgia looks beautiful. There's so many different places I'd love to go to. Tim, it's on his bucket list to see an NBA game at some point in his lifetime. So we would definitely, if we were to come to the US, we would definitely go to an NBA game. He loves LeBron James, so whichever team LeBron's playing at the time, we'll probably go to one of his games. But yes, we would love to go. Where has been your favourite place you've travelled and why? This is such a hard question because there are so many wonderful places I've been to. Venice in Italy, there's something so unique and amazing about that city. I absolutely love it. Vienna is another city that is a very special one to me. Both my grandparents grew up there, so that was an amazing city to explore, knowing that they lived there. And of course there's something very romantic about Paris. Paris was beautiful as well. And you know, even the Austrian Lake District is beautiful as well. There's so many beautiful places, it's just so hard to pick one favourite. Could you do a makeup routine favourite products video? Like I said, yes, I will do a makeup routine video at some stage. I'm one of those people who, if I find a product and love it, I stick to it, and I don't tend to try different things. Although I do try different things, but I guess if you found something that works and you're happy with, why would you try and find an alternative? So yeah, I'll definitely be filming that video soon for you guys, hopefully soon-ish. Not TTC related, but I love the tree in the background of your videos. What is it? I'm assuming you're talking about this and not the artworks. The vase is just, it's got fake gum leaves in it, IKEA, and I can't remember where the yellow flowers came from. I don't think it was IKEA. Sorry, I can't remember, but yes, the bunch of gum leaves is from IKEA, and the artwork, just in case that's what you're talking about, is Rifle Paper & Co. I'm obsessed with their brand and everything they do. I'll leave a link below so you can check them out if you're interested, if that is what you're talking about. What's your favourite place to shop for home decor? IKEA is probably the #1 place that we go to. A lot of the furniture that we have in this house is from IKEA. A little bit of a showroom in some rooms. I do like Provincial, which is, I'm not sure if it's in other countries, it's like a French provincial style home decor. It's quite expensive, so I do like to go there when they've got sales. What is your favourite thing to eat? I do love ice cream. As I said, I am exploring coconut ice creams more now, and I have come across a few that I love. So I think ice cream is definitely my go-to treat. If we were to eat out, obviously it depends on what I feel like, but I do love good Japanese food. I feel like it's healthy still. I usually get the tofu don, which is brown rice with vegetables, bok choy and carrots and tofu. That's always delicious. What channels do you like to watch on YouTube? Again, there are so many. My favourite, I'd say, is the MICHALAKS. I look forward to their videos and their masterpieces every week. I think they just, Steph is just such a talented filmmaker, and I am just sitting there in awe every time I watch one of their videos. Everything's so beautifully done. So yeah, I really enjoy watching their videos. There's so many other lovely channels out there, TTC related ones, that I watch as well, and I don't want to forget anyone, so I don't really want to mention. I should have made a list, because I would mention some of them, but I'm afraid of forgetting others, and I don't want to leave anyone out. So perhaps I'll leave a link to the channels that I like to watch below, although there are probably going to be many of them. I'll do that. Do you have an aversion, phobia to anything like spiders or snakes or anything else? Spiders, not a big fan. The bigger they get, the more terrified I am. I think that's pretty, I don't think I'm alone in that. I think spiders are really the main, I'm not ridiculously terrified of them, but I don't like having them in my space. Huntsmen especially, they're very gentle, but they're not aggressive, but they're huge, and we don't get a lot of them luckily, but touch wood. But yeah, spiders I think is my main, I wouldn't say it's a phobia though, I just don't like them. I don't have a phobia that I can think of. Have you ever had a psychic reading? If so, was any of the information correct? I have had a psychic reading. It was about 6 years ago now. Tim and I did it together. We were read separately, but we were both sitting in the same room. I was about 23, I think, at the time. Maybe 22, maybe it was 7 years ago. But yes, I'm a bit skeptical about the reading that I had done and the person who did it. She said I would have my firstborn child at the age of 25. Obviously that didn't happen. There were some things that she said about my grandfather which were kind of accurate, but I don't know, I'm not sold, to be honest. I do believe strongly that there are people out there who are capable and have those abilities to speak to people who have passed. There was a show I watched a little while ago called Long Island Medium. A lot of you have probably seen it, but she is absolutely, I think she turns any skeptic into a believer. You know, you watch some of her readings and you just bawl your eyes out. I definitely think there are people who have the abilities, but there are also a lot of people who just scam people. What hobby have you always wanted to take up but haven't? I really love knitting and sewing, and I can do both, but my skills are limited, and I would love to do a couple of lessons or courses in both to kind of better my skills. You know, I can knit a blanket, for example, anything square. That's just row after row. So yeah, those two things are something that I would love to get better at doing. Have you always lived in Australia, and where is some place you'd love to visit one day? So yes, as I said, I have always lived in Australia. A place I would love to visit one day, I'd love to go to the Greek islands. I've wanted to for a long time. I'd love to go to England. We've got some YouTube friends over there that we would love to meet, and we'd probably, if we were in England, we'd probably go to Scotland as well. Tim is obsessed with whiskey, and we probably couldn't not get away with going to Scotland, plus it's a beautiful country. So there's lots of places actually that we'd love to go to, but it's all time and money, isn't it? But one day we will get to those places, I'm sure. That's all the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all of your questions, and I'm sorry it took 3 Q&A videos to answer them all. I appreciate your patience. I hope you're all doing really well. Speak to you in the next video. Bye guys.
Tonight, oh tonight, I wonder if tonight is when I will feel it again. Tonight, I wish to live, I wish to stay. In the light, in the dark, on the verge of who we are, we solemnly reach for the stars. Tonight, I wish to love you all the way, all the way.